Back when I was working at Citigroup, I had a colleague who was a student like me. He hailed from Cornell. I came from UIUC. We both had started working on our OPT period. We both filed for our H1B visa, but mine got picked up in the lottery and his did not. So he had missed out his chance for the H1B visa. Back then we did not have the extra STEM OPT years or anything. So that was his only shot. He missed it, which meant that he could no longer work in the US. Luckily, Citigroup was okay sending him to Hong Kong, from where he could continue working for Citigroup. But yes, he had to leave US. I know many students who were in the similar situation, and you sometimes have to leave US just because your luck ran out and your H1B visa petition did not get picked up in the lottery. This is why I hate H1B lottery, and as we have already seen in the previous video, that there are problems associated with H1B. Last time we saw what can you do to find H1B sponsored jobs, and this week I'm going to tell you how to skip the whole lottery itself and still find your H1B visa without the lottery. Yes, it's super interesting. Many people do not know about this, so it's a very, very critical video. Let's get started. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Nistha Tripathi from Scholar Strategy and 24 North Star. I create videos on studying in US, building meaningful careers, whether in US, in India or anywhere else. If you like our content, do consider subscribing to the channel. That really motivates us to create content like this. We have been creating videos on H1B visas in the recent past. Today's video is to solve another H1B headache, that is the H1B lottery. I'm going to tell you ways in which you can skip the H1B lottery and still find H1B visa in the US. Before we begin, do not forget to watch our previous videos on the H1B series. I will be mentioning them in the description box below, so do take a look to better understand the context of today's video. Like, how do you skip the lottery and improve your chances to get the H1B visa? The simple answer is go for something known as H1B cap exempt jobs. So there are two kinds of H1B visas. One that is subject to the cap of 85,000 visas which are handed out each year. As we discussed in the last H1B video, this is basically 65,000 common pool visas and 20,000 visas which are allocated specifically for masters and PhD students. As we saw, even with 85,000 visas, the odds are greatly against you because more than 7 lakh people apply for H1B lottery. Due to this fierce competition, it is simply a matter of luck whether you will get picked up in the lottery or not, right? And that is why I'm going to tell you about this other category of H1B visas which are not subject to this cap. These are basically H1B cap exempt jobs that don't go through this lottery. If you get a H1B cap exempt job, your employer can file for your H1B without going through the lottery. So you obviously have higher probability of getting these visas. The problem is not many people know about these visas and not much information is transparently available, and people wonder how do I get these visas. So I'm going to cover two things here. First is who can give you these cap exempt jobs, and secondly how to apply for them. So let's talk about what qualifies for a cap exempt visa. So let's talk about the employers who can sponsor your H1B visa without being subject to the cap. And there are few categories of employers here. The first is higher education institutions. This can include universities, colleges, research institutions affiliated with them. So what kind of positions you can get here is research assistantship, teaching positions, etc., etc. So let me explain this using an example. So let's look at the job sponsored by University of Michigan, which is obviously an educational institute and falls under this category. So if I look at the H1B database, I can see that University of Michigan has sponsored or filed for these kind of job titles. For example, postdoctoral research fellow, research investigator, clinical assistant professor, etc., etc. So what this means is that previously they have filed for these kind of job roles, and most likely they would be cap exempt jobs because University of Michigan is an educational institute. So this gives you an idea of what kind of positions will qualify for H1B cap exempt if you start your job hunt in universities, etc. The second category of employers here is non-profit organizations which are affiliated with higher education institutions. This can be like, research labs or educational foundations which are attached to a education institute. And what you want to do here is you can network with the professors or researchers to explore the openings within these organizations. So another example here, like, something like MD Anderson Cancer Center, which is affiliated with University of Texas. Then you have Mayo Clinic, which is affiliated with Mayo Clinic College of Medicine and Science. You have Scripps Research, which is affiliated with the Scripps Research Institute. And again, let's take a look at what kind of H1B visas have Scripps Institute filed for in the past. And you can see here staff scientist, research assistant, Scripps fellow, institute investigator, etc. So by the way, this is all coming from myvisajobs.com. You can do these searches and click on these job titles to understand what is the roles and responsibilities, what does it entail, and you can try to apply for jobs which are closer to your profile. The third category that falls for H1B cap exempt jobs is non-profit research organizations. These are basically engaged in basic or applied research which advances knowledge in specific fields, like research institutions funded by the government or with partnership with government often fall under this category. A good example here is Broad Institute. Then you have Brookhaven National Lab, which is affiliated with US Department of Energy. And you have RAND Corporation, which is a global policy research institute. So let's look at the job roles for RAND Corp here, right? So as you can see, they are hiring economists, sociologists, statisticians, etc. I just wanted to show this example outside core engineering and life sciences roles to make a point that this is not restricted to engineering thing only. You can find H1B cap exempt jobs in variety of fields. Apart from these three, you will often see that government research organizations also give you H1B cap exempt jobs. In here, we have National Institutes of Health or NSF and research arms of Department of Defense will fall under these things. Apart from this, maybe certain hospitals might also have some H1B cap exempt jobs. These are the kind of jobs you can go for if you are looking for H1B cap exempt jobs. My advice here would be like, of course, you should try your main target role. Like if you're looking for data science in Wall Street, then do try for it. But let's say for some reason your H1B visa, etc. did not work out, then as a backup, you can look for data science related H1B cap exempt jobs. Now the second point here is, how do you find these jobs? Now there is no straightforward way to do this. Once you know that these kind of institutes give you these kind of jobs, you can go and check for openings at universities, research labs, non-profit organizations, etc., etc. And again, utilize the same tip, like on myvisajobs.com. Look for universities that have filed for H1B jobs before and go and see if there are openings there. Second thing you can do is leverage your university. Here, I do believe that university's career services department can give you some useful information here, and they might be maintaining connections with cap exempt employers. So if you have questions regarding this, go and ask how can you find these jobs. They might be even conducting workshops or fairs focused specifically on career opportunities for international students. So I'm sure they will be able to give you some pointers there. Of course, connect with professors and researchers in your field, because they might have insights into research projects or openings at other universities, research institutions, or affiliated organizations that qualify for cap exemption. And third thing you can do is, another hack that we can use here is search for cap exempt jobs on job portals. And here what I was able to find is, again, on myvisajobs.com, when you go for advanced search, so if you click on H1B visa and then go to advanced search, you will see a tick box next to might be cap exempt field. So put your keyword in, check this box and do a search, and it will show you probably data which is relevant for cap exempt jobs. So again, if I, for example, I searched for software in cap exempt category and got this list. So what I can do now is find out employers from this list, and it will give me more confidence that they might be sponsoring cap exempt H1Bs. So, this is how you can safeguard yourself against the uncertainty and competition of H1B jobs. Of course, it's not easy. Like, it's not easy to find these other cap exempt jobs. It's not easy to go on job portals and, like, look for H1B sponsored jobs. I mean, you might find them, but still, it's no guarantee that you will get them. So, I'm not making it like, some easy hack or something, but I'm just sharing this information because I believe that many people don't know about these things. So I think these extra efforts can serve you well in the current tough job market. So tell me how you have liked our recent posts which are focused on job hunt and job market in US. We are trying really hard to bring you relevant stuff and updates on the current situation. Hope you're finding it useful. So please do like the video if you found it useful, and do subscribe because it helps us bring such content to you every week. Other than that, I would love to hear from you guys in the comment box below. So just say hello and let me know how it's going. I will see you guys next week with a fresh new video. Until then, take care. Bye bye.